we see this guy sort of going on his natural tirade about how Jesus was, you know, a great teacher and a great moral leader. But in this interview, he says, and frankly, I miss him. And then as he's dying, he apparently reported to see these beautiful angelic beings. And so we're sort of left to not know what happened in his heart in those last couple of days.
Working with Mr. Landau, Miss O'Neill, Miss Wagner, that's always exciting for any director, because when you look at a call sheet and you see performers that you know you can count on, that you can literally walk up to them, and sometimes it's just in your body language. You can communicate with them so much quicker because they have such savvy. They've been around, they've worked so much. There's not a lot of bull. It's just straight to the point, and I love that. I always call them my go-to people, and I have them on my crew too. You know, and you always want as many go-to people as you can. You know, because there will always be, on any movie, on any project, there's always someone who's not a go-to person, and you kind of help and nurture them along. But it really helps to say, I got my go-to actor, I got my go-to actor. This will work, that'll work, that'll work. I'll have trouble here, okay. So then you go into time management, and you make sure that you get what you need from your pros so that you have enough time to nurture somebody into being a pro.
How do you feel about working with Robbie Benson?
It's been one of the greatest experiences of my acting career. I mean, it's been the greatest. I've never dealt with anyone who protects actors or everyone so much. I mean, he's really will go out of his way to make sure that everybody is happy and everybody's doing the best job that they can, and everybody is really thriving on this set, creatively, emotionally, in every way. He's just, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he has the energy to do it, because he's always handling everything better than you think he should be able to. He's the best.
Myself and Robbie Benson, the director, had a lot of meetings together. We sat together a lot while we were doing location scoutings, and we talked a lot about the picture, the style of the picture, how we wanted to achieve it, how we wanted to light it, how we wanted it to look.
The relationship between a DP and a director is absolutely a vital part of any film.
And from all those, you know, sometimes casual conversations, an idea would spring up. And I would throw it at him, and then he would throw it back at me, and then we'd throw it back at, and before you know it, it blossomed into a much better idea.
I adore collaborating with him. I love it. We start talking about shots and what the scene needs, and we just almost spin out of control like we're in some kind of brainstorming session. And it is absolutely so much fun to work with him.
The look of the film is based upon like a 1940 MGM black and white film. It has a very sort of soft look to it. We're using a lot of smoke in it to take the edges off of it. To me, this is almost like a romantic film as opposed to just a biofilm. There's a lot of elements to this story, and a lot of them have to do with Ruth and Billy. So we've taken a lot of pains to make it look not only like a period picture, but a nicely lit period picture.
He referenced some Conrad Hall movies, Searching for Bobby Fischer, Road to Perdition, a couple others. And what he basically said is, this is the look that I want. And basically just, you know, key light, fill light, but some hard light in the backgrounds. And it's a period piece, so it lends itself to a certain lighting style.
The challenge, obviously, is to make the day, to tell the story, to get your shot list done, to make sure you get what you need. And you're not only working with your main stars, Cliff Bemis being the man who played Dr. Mordecai Ham, and Army, who's playing Billy Graham. And that's really what the scene's about. And you have to know that going in. What is this scene really about? And that tells you where to put the camera. But we also had a lot of background artists. And you'll hear people call background artists extras. And I just don't believe in that. I think everybody who's on film is an artist. They're an actor. No matter what, I mean, you can have one background artist actually not be involved in a scene, and that's where your eyes go to, because everyone else is so involved, but the person who's just sitting there like this or looking into the camera, they're the person your eyes will go to.
You're not going to get a good end result if you don't really put the time into the look of the crowd. Because if you have somebody sitting there with today's mustache or beard, it's going to take from the reality.
You have to treat your background artists with respect, and you have to let them know what is going on, what's happening in the scene, why it's happening, and what we expect from them. The same way you would talk to an actor and you would say, this is what I expect from you in this scene. And your vocabulary has to be the same as what it would be if you were talking to one of the leads.
It takes a lot to get them through. It takes hours of preparation. We have to get them in early. They have to go through wardrobe, they have to go through hair, they have to go through makeup, and that will take hours. And we've had to hire as many as 5 or more in each department, which is actually working on a small scale.
I try to get up and I try to say thank you to everyone and make them feel at home, because when you're making a movie, it really is your home. Even, you know, a little scene that lasts maybe a minute in a film, you know, takes all night. It's their home, and they're cold, and they're wearing period costumes, and they're not allowed to put on their jackets, and you know, so you have to be very, very aware of what they're going through.
One of the things that's been great about working on this job is working with Mr. Benson. He is a true friend of the sound department. Whenever the sound department has asked him, hey, can we stop for a minute and record this? Or, you know, hey, can we stop for a minute and record that? He's always been extremely cooperative and extremely helpful, even going so far as to direct the crowd, to give up some of the sounds of the crowd that he'd prefer. He directs them like a conductor.